my friends. Welcome back to another soft bedtime love story. The name of the story is When the Sky Learned Her Name. The first time Arav saw Mira, the sky was soft and pink. It was evening in a small town near the sea. The waves moved slowly. The air smelled fresh and the wind was calm. Mira was standing near the old lighthouse. Her blue scarf moved with the wind. She was looking at the sky, and it looked like she was waiting for something. Arav had just come back to town after many years. City life had made him serious and quiet. But when he came near the sea, his heart felt lighter. That evening, he walked to the lighthouse and he saw Mira. She did not see at him first. She was softly talking to the sky. He smiled and said, "Does the sky talk to you?" She turned and looked at him. Their eyes met and something felt different. Mira came to the lighthouse every evening. She told the sky about her day. She shared her thoughts, her worries. She believed that the sky listened to her. She had lived in that town all her life. She liked simple things, hot tea on rainy days, soft music, and quiet nights. But her heart had been hurt before. Years ago, she loved someone. He promised to stay, but he left. Since then, she was careful. She smiled, but she did not open her heart easily. Arav did not know about this. After that day, they kept seeing each other at the same place, sometimes near the lighthouse, sometimes at small cafe by the sea, sometimes just walking on the sand. They did not plan to meet each other. It just happened. Mira learned that Arav liked drawing, but he had stopped. She asked Arav one day, "Why did you stop drawing?" He said quietly, "I don't know." But the truth was, life had been hard. He had stopped doing things he loved. She did not ask anything else, but she said, "Maybe some dreams are waiting." Her words stayed in his heart. One evening, dark clouds filled the sky. The wind became strong, and soon heavy rain started falling. Mira was near the lighthouse. Arav saw her from far away and ran towards her. Without thinking, Arav held Mira's hand. Mira's hand was cold, but she held his hand very tightly. They ran to a small covered place near the lighthouse. Both were wet and laughing. The rain was loud outside. Inside, everything felt quiet. They stood very close to each other. A wet strand of hair was on her face. Arav slowly moved it away. His hand stayed near her cheek. She looked into his eyes and she said softly, "I am scared." He asked of the rain. She shook her head and said, "I'm scared to feel again." He understood. He was scared too, but he did not step back. He said gently, "What if this time it stays?" She looked at him for a long moment. Then she slowly moved closer. Outside, the rain was strong. Inside, their hearts were stronger. Their love did not happen fast, it grew slowly. In morning messages, in shared smiles, in quiet walks, in sitting together without speaking. Like this, they started falling for each other. Arav started drawing again. He drew the sea, he drew the lighthouse, and without knowing, he drew her. One night, Mira read her poems to him. Her voice was soft, and she said, "You make me feel safe." Arav held Mira's hand and replied, "You make me feel happy again." Their love was not loud. It was calm, it was warm, it was real. One day, Arav got a phone call. He was offered a job in another city. It was a big chance for him. He did not tell Mira right away. He was afraid. When he finally told her, they were sitting by the sea, and she said with a smile, "That's a good news." But her eyes looked sad. She said, "You should go." He asked, "Do you want me to go?" She looked at the sky and said, "I don't want to stop you." He moved closer and said, "You are not stopping me. Then why does this feel like goodbye?" she whispered. He held her face gently and said, "It's not goodbye. We will choose each other even from far." Tears rolled down her cheeks, and Arav wiped her tears away. On his last evening before leaving, they went to the lighthouse again. The sky was soft and pink, just like the first day. He gave her a small notebook. Inside that notebook, there were drawings of her standing near the lighthouse, of her laughing in the rain, of her looking at the sky. "I think I was waiting for you," he said softly. She felt her heart filled with love, and she said, "I don't want love that leaves." He replied, "I'm not leaving you, I'm coming back." They held each other tightly. The sea was calm, the sky was quiet, and this time Mira did not talk to the sky because her heart already had its answer. 1 year later, Arav came back, not because he failed, not because he had no choice, but because he wanted a life with her. He went to the lighthouse. Mira was there already. She turned before he spoke, like she felt him near. He smiled and asked, "Does the sky talk back?" She smiled too and said yes. "And what does it say today?" She stepped into his arms and said, "It stays forever." And this time, neither of them were afraid, because real love does not run away, it stays. This evening had something special. The sky was soft gold, the sea was calm. They were standing at the same place where they first spoke to each other. Arav was a little bit nervous. He said, "I have something to ask you." Her heart started beating fast. He took her hands in his hands and said, "I don't want to leave you again. I don't want to love you from far away. I want to wake up next to you every day. I want to grow old with you." And then he took out a small ring and said, Will you marry me? Tears filled in Mira's eyes, happy tears. For a moment, she could not speak anything. She looked at the sky. It was pink, gold, and orange, just like the first day. Then she looked at him and she whispered, "Yes." He slipped the ring onto her finger. The wind moved softly around them like it was blessing them. And for the first time, Mira laughed without fear. Their wedding was simple. It was held near the sea, not far from the lighthouse. White flowers were everywhere. Soft lights hung from golden poles. The sound of waves played in the background. Mira wore a beautiful outfit in soft colors. She looked peaceful. Her eyes were shining. Arav could not stop looking at her. When she walked towards him, time felt slow. Family and friends smiled around them. The air was full of love. They stood together, holding hands, and Price asked them to promise love, trust, and support. Arav looked into her eyes and he said, "I promise to stand by you in happy days and hard days. I promise to listen to you. I promise to love you always." Mira smiled through tears and she said, "I promise to walk with you. I promise to support your dreams. I promise to choose you every day." Then they exchanged the rings. The sea breeze touched their faces gently, and then Arv softly said, "You are my home." She had never needed the sky to answer her again because her forever was standing right in front of her. That evening, everyone left. They walked to the lighthouse one more time. The sky was deep blue with tiny stars. Arav held her close and he asked softly, "Does the sky still talk to you?" She said yes, and she rested her head on his shoulder. And he said, "What does it say now?" She smiled. "It says, I found my forever." The waves moved slowly, the wind was gentle, and this time the sky did not just learn her name, but it also blessed their love.